The Unite Addendum to motion 104.
Delegates' friends, Colin Quinlan, Unite Trade Union, supporting motion 104 and proposing an addendum, a very important addendum for those who once had good jobs in banks and now have the misfortune to work for the organised. We don't make any apologies for the banks. The behaviour of the banks that are covered by the disastrous government guarantee scheme in 2008 has led to employment destruction, lowering of standards, pension destruction, but just as importantly, or perhaps more importantly, an unacceptable and horrendous debt on the state of this country, and has seriously undermined the reputation of this nation worldwide. So we make no apologies for the behaviour of the banks. What we're trying to do here is try to ensure that the people who work for the banks enjoy the same employment rights as the people who work everywhere else. In 2010, I see Minister Burton arriving, in 2010 the Fianna Fáil-led government proposed legislation ostensibly to deal with bonuses for people at the top of banks, but in reality which led to a serious downgrade of the ability of trade unions to represent those employed by banks. Then Deputy Bruton, in opposition spokesperson, stated in a guillotine debate in the Dáil, this legislation would teach the North Koreans a lesson in ministerial powers. That was the view of the Labour Party then, as articulated by Joan. So that was the view. Both Fine Gael and Labour voted against this legislation, but it would proceed to be enacted. At the moment, Unite represents 10,000 employees in the financial sector, over half of whom are covered by the government guarantee scheme and in this category. All fear for their jobs, and they want their trade union to be able to ensure that in trying to protect jobs or ensure that job losses are handled in accordance with Irish law, that this legislation is not used to impede that process. It's a simple matter. We're asking the Labour Party to commit to ensure that for the workers who work for the banks in this country, who once had good jobs, who now despise their employers, who now deal on a daily basis with distressed customers for policies that should never have been allowed to develop in this country, to ensure they're treated the same way as everybody else. Minister, in light of the treatment of 86, I want you to be absolutely clear that we're opposed to reference back on this, particularly if such proposal is in the guise of opening the door to bonuses to top bankers. That's not what we're asking for. We're simply asking to ensure that the Labour Party, through our conference here today, passes a motion that ensures that people who work for banks enjoy the same employment rights as people who work everywhere else. Those people are about to lose their jobs. They have already had a significant curtailment of their pensions. They're terrified, and I'm here asking you to support them in that plight. Thank you, delegates.